Hello guys, welcome back to our revision series, and this is a color marking scheme agriculture paper 1. Let's move to question 1. State ways in which good communication has contributed positively towards agriculture growth. Number 1, flow of agricultural production to the market or consumption. Then enhances knowledge transfer, for example, new technologies and extension services. Then use of media helps in accessing hidden market. Question 2, give two types of labor records kept by a maize farmer. The first one we have master roll, then labor utilization analysis. Question 3, outline 4 advantages of organic farming. First one is improved soil structure and fertility, then reduced chemical residues in produce. It is cheaper since it is readily available. Then mulching smothers weeds and conserves moisture. It improves activities of soil microorganisms, hence enhancing soil aeration. Then products often fetch higher market prices. Question 4, distinguish between GDP and GNP. And GDP is a sum total of all goods and services produced by a country within 1 year, while gross national product measures the total income earned by a country's residents, including income from abroad. You may be wondering, the GDP is a gross domestic product, and GNP is a gross national product. State 4 factors to consider in citing a vegetable crop nursery, and in this case you must explain wholly proximity to a water source, and that is to ensure frequent watering. Then a well sheltered place, and that is to avoid excessive heat from the sun or excessive sunlight. Then gently sloping land. The gently sloping land is to allow it not to flood. Then previous cropping, you need to consider previous cropping. The previous cropping should not be from the same family, because crops from the same family tend to be affected by the same pests and diseases. Question 6, define the following as used in crop production. Stocking. And stocking is arranging harvested crops upright in the field for drying. Then trellising involves supporting climbing plants with stakes or strings to facilitate growth and management. Question 7, what are the land consolidation advantages? And basically the land consolidation involves rearranging and readjusting fragmented land parcels and their ownership to form larger and rational land holdings. And the advantages, it saves on time and money. Then it is easy to have sound farm plan. Then makes supervision easy, facilitates mechanization, then makes it easy to carry out soil conservation measures. Question 8, say the forms in which nitrogen is taken by plants. And the first one is through the nitrate ions. Then also we have ammonium ions. Say the field practices carried out to obtain optimum plant population. We have thinning, gapping, and correct spacing during planting. Question 10, say the cause of late blight, and is caused by a fungus, specifically Phytophthora infestans. Then question 11, chemicals used to achieve the following during water treatment: coagulation of solid particles. We have alum, which is aluminium sulfate. Then softening of water. We have soda ash, or the sodium bicarbonate. Then killing of pathogens. We have chlorine. Question 12, state 4 factors that can increase seed rate in crop production. And the first one is a seed impurity, then low germination percentage, and the low germination percentage, the more the seeds are planted. Then closer spacing, then more seeds per hole, or by use of broadcasting method of planting. Then early planting or dry planting. Give 2 examples of the following types of costs incurred in dairy production. Variable costs, we can have wages of casual labor, keep on varying. Then cost of feeds, cost of drugs treatment. Then we have cost of fuel or electricity. Then the fixed costs, we have land rent, salaries of permanent laborers, then depreciation of machinery, then interest on borrowed loan, then cost of equipment. Question 14, give 4 agriculture support services Kenyan government provides to farmers. And number 1 is a training or education and extension, then provision of credit and loans, then marketing services. We also have tractor hire or agriculture machinery services. Then we also have agriculture research services. Then we have farm input supply. Question 15, state 4 features that should be considered when choosing water pipes for use in the farm. The first one, you have durability, then the strength or ability to withstand pressure, or the thickness of the wall of the pipe, and then diameter or size of the pipe, then workability of the pipe and color of the pipe. Question 16, explain relationship between scarcity and choice as used in agriculture. Scarcity is where production resources are limited in supply relative to demand. Therefore, a choice has to be made on which enterprise to allocate the limited resources. Question 17, characteristics of a good root stock for grafting, and it should be compatible with the scion for successful graft union. Then should be healthy or free from pests and diseases, should be also resistant or tolerant to soil-borne pests and diseases, then should be adaptable to different soil conditions. Question 18, ways to control weeds in a maize field. We have manual weeding and timely hoeing, then use of herbicides where appropriate, and should be appropriate herbicides, then mulching to reduce weed emergence, then crop rotation and proper spacing. State the effects of soil organisms that benefit plant growth, and that is decomposition of organic matter releasing essential nutrients, then improvement of soil structure and aeration. Section B, the table below shows population and gross domestic products of countries. Country A and B, you can see the GDP in millions. We have 1800, then B 1200, then the population of A 36, population of B 15. Part A, calculate the per capita income for each country, show you are working, and the per capita income calculation is calculated through the following formula. That is the total income of the area divided by population. In this case, country A 1800 million divided by 36 million, get 50,000 per capita. Then country B 1200 million divided by 15 million, you get 80,000 per capita. Part B, which of the two countries is more developed economically? And that is B. And the reason is it has a higher per capita income. Part C, give one way in which agriculture can increase the gross domestic product of a country. That is by creating employment, increasing production, developing industries, and increasing the foreign exchange. Then you have a question 21. I'll not go through because there is no question, but I'll find it and go through. Let's look at 22. The following illustration shows different production functions curves in agriculture economics. Study them and answer questions that follow. We have this one A, B, C. Say the production functions curve label A and B. This one is A, and A is increasing, then B constant. Say the law derived from the production of function label C, and C, the law states that if successive units of one input are added to fixed quantities of other inputs, a point is eventually reached when the additional product per additional unit of input will decline. Which one of the three production curves is rare in agriculture? And that is this one, B. Question 23. A farmer has 4 plots, P1, 2, 3, and 4 as shown. P1 infested with the bacterial wilt, then P2 deficient in nitrogen, P3 infested with wheatgrass of the striga species, P4 prone to soil erosion. A farmer intends to grow maize, Irish potatoes, beans and roth grass, and plan a rotation for the first year of the rotation system. For the first year of the rotation system, can plant maize in P1, then P2 can plant beans, P3 can plant Irish potato, then P4 roth grass. Account for the plan above. And P1, you plant maize because it belongs to a Gramineae family, hence not affected by bacterial wilt. Then P2, beans have rhizobium bacteria in their root nodules which fixes nitrogen. Then P3, striga is parasitic to Gramineae family and it won't survive in a farm with Irish potatoes of the Solanaceae family. Then P4, grass roots will bind soil particles, thus reducing soil erosion. Let's look at section C. Cultural methods used in controlling diseases. And the first one, you have healthy planting materials or certified seeds or use of clean planting materials. Then field hygiene or burning crop residues. We have our proper spacing to control rosette virus and dumping of disease. Can do roguing, and that is uprooting and burning infected plants. Then early planting to escape certain diseases. Then timely harvesting to avoid attack by storage pests or diseases. Then use of resistant varieties. Then practice crop rotation. Then enhance plant nutrition to enable plants resist infections. Then close season to break life cycles of pathogens. Then you can prune to create favorable unfavorable microclimate for the diseases pests. Then weed control, you can control perennial weeds by cultivation before flowering, and that is under beans. We are talking about beans weed control. Then plant early for crops to establish in time before weeds. Uproot the weeds by hand. Then you can use selective herbicides occasionally. Then harvesting Beans is harvested by uprooting or dry whole plants. Uproot in the morning when the weather is cool to minimize pod shattering. Then you can gather the uprooted plants and spread them on mats or sacks for further drying. And when drying, beat them with sticks to remove seeds from pods before winnowing. Then sort to remove damaged weeds. Dry clean seeds and treat grains with appropriate pesticides and pack in bags for storage or sale. Then market. You can market through National Cereals and Produce Board. You can market locally by selling to individuals and hotels. You can sell in open air market. Then you can bid tenders in various institutions. Question 25. State and explain the influence of light aspects in agriculture. And the first one, light intensity. When the light is high, it accelerates photosynthesis and growth rate of crops. And when low, crops are etiolated and switches indoor crops. Then light duration determines the type of crops to be grown, whether short day, long day, or day neutral. Then light wavelength, it is necessary to enhance crop growth and absorption of light by chlorophyll. Methods of harvesting water can have construction of weirs, and it is a barrier across the river to raise the water level, which is in turn pumped to the farm or gravitational flow used. Then dams, they're constructed on a riverbed or dry valley to collect and hold large volume of water. And these dams form reservoirs or artificial lakes, and they have spillways to allow excess water flow back to the river course. Then ponds, there are artificial pools of water with embankment for holding water. They're useful for livestock and rearing fish. Then roof catchment, you can harvest rainwater from rooftops using gutters or pipes and stored in reservoirs or tanks. Then rock catchment, rainwater from big rocks could be channeled through concrete walls to reservoirs. Then retention ditches or level traces or macro catchments, they collect and reserve water for livestock, irrigation, and domestic use. Precautions considered when pruning mature tea bushes. You can have side branches growing below the pruning height should never be cut back. Then the outer edges of the bushes should not be cut at higher level than the central part to avoid D-shaped frame. Then pruning should be done parallel to the slope of the ground using measuring sticks. Then cutting should be done across, avoiding long sloping cuts that risk dieback and diseases. Small branches and twigs on the framework should be removed by hand and not knife to avoid retardation of growth. Then in the west of Rift Valley and Meru, cut branches should be placed on the frame to offer protection during dry period. Then all cut branches should be allowed to rot in the field in order to offer mulching and organic matter. Then pruning knife should always be sharp to avoid breaking branches. Then every 3 years, tea bushes must be pruned back 5 centimeters above the previous pruning level. And after several prunings, tea bushes are cut back to the original table, referred to as changing the cycle. Maybe I'll stop from there. Kindly, you can like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you.